passenger at 41 Bravo.
Okay.
Hit a passenger that was sitting right in front of her.
When you say hit, what do you mean? Like,
that's what the gentleman claimed. He was seated right in front of her. He said it was an elbow, hand.
Do you know? Were there any altercations throughout the flight with her or anything like that?
No.
They got to talk to us, and after she left, to tell us about him that he was.
What's up, everybody? Today we are covering the difference between a woman getting feminist getting rejected and a man getting rejected. So let's get into it, shall we?
I said to him, I said, how much has she had to drink? Because I could tell she was a little bit drunk. And then we had a short conversation, and then that's when it escalated.
Okay. Was there any flight interruption or anything like that? Flight interference?
No.
Okay.
No, but when she threw her cup away,
it was a Starbucks cup that had
Starbucks cup
vodka in
with
it.
the lime, and it smells like vodka.
So she came on board drinking.
Okay.
Didn't catch that.
I don't know if you need this. I say it too.
Right.
But, no.
Okay. Well, do we want to go ahead and get her off the plane?
Yeah, she's in the last row on your right, 41B. I know the gentleman does want to claim press charges against her. And that's what I advised him, that he's got to talk to you.
And he's right beside her?
He's in
Yeah, we moved her to the last row on 41. He's in row 11.
He's 11D.
Okay.
11D and E is husband and wife.
Can we go ahead and get him off right now?
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. How you doing? Yeah. You know when I got hit?
Yes.
Okay. We'll talk real quick. I'll talk to them real fast. We'll just walk up here. Well, I can talk to you now while we walk. So, can you just kind of describe to me what happened?
Well, when she sat down, and it started at the bar in the airport.
Okay.
She was trying to get my phone number, which I didn't give her, which pissed her off.
Okay.
And then...
Are you traveling alone?
No.
Okay.
No, my wife's back here.
Okay.
Didn't make her happy either.
Right. Understandable. Let's walk over here.
But then, sure enough, when we get on the plane, she's seated right behind us.
Okay.
She kept reaching out and touching me and giving me shit, which I would have let go.
Okay.
Yeah, if a man did that to a woman, no.
Right.
But she's reaching out, touching me, giving me shit. And then when she finally gets up to go to the bathroom, she takes her elbow and just bashes me in the side of the head. And I'm like, what the hell? She goes, well, you're on Frontier Airlines. Deal with it.
Okay. I've seen this before too. Plenty of times, actually. I had my own experience with this. Not really to this intensity, but I did have my own experience with it. My experience with this was essentially at one work location I worked at before I worked at a hospital. I told every woman there, hey, sorry, you're not my type. Right from the get-go. Now, that ended up causing every woman to show some kind of very strange temper tantrum. That, quite frankly, just kept going on and on and on, where they just made round-the-clock accusations saying that, hey, Matthew makes me feel uncomfortable. They started demanding an explanation. But from a manager's point of view, hey, Matthew doesn't even know you're alive half the time. Like, he really does not. As for the reason why, well, probably for the same reason why this guy's going through it right now. Is because I also used to have a female friend. Well, used to. She told me straight up, Matthew, men will always go crazy for women because men only want one thing. Okay, if that's what you generally believe. However, when the men say, okay, sorry, you're not really worth the effort it takes to get that one thing, you're not. Okay, that pretty much debunks everything that woman was taught from the feminist movement pretty much since the age of 5 years old. And when you do that, it also shatters the entire mental image that woman has of the world as was taught to have of the world. To the equivalent of being the equivalent of a sledgehammer hitting a glass window. It really does. Which unfortunately can cause many different outbursts. Some of them can even be quite violent, as you can see here. They really can.
Seriously? And then she goes to the flight attendants and tells them that we've been screaming at her.
Yes.
Which not only
And were you all sitting in the same row together?
They were right behind her.
So these two are in the same row.
Okay.
He and I are on either side of her behind them. So I'm on the aisle and he's on the window and she's in the middle. I got on and my son is sitting next to them and came out. My daughter's across from me.
Okay.
And she said, "Is that your husband?" and pointed at him.
Okay.
And I said, "No." And she said, "Good, because he got into it with my aunt and he was a jerk. He's a jerk." And I go, I don't know what to think about that.
Who's your aunt?
Some drunk lady that was trying to sit in my seat before I came, apparently.
Oh,
Who's
no,
on the back of
she's not
35.
her aunt. She doesn't like me.
Well, and then
She's going to come off the
put
plane
my
and try to
headphones
sit
on, and she kept hitting me over it. And she's like, "Why haven't they given us drinks? You need to tell me when the drink cards come in." I go, "No one has drinks." She goes, "Everybody has drinks but us." I said, "Nobody has drinks. They haven't come with the drinks yet."
Okay.
And she ordered 2 drinks, which she got both of them and drank them. Then she's bugging him the whole time on the other side. I'm trying to ignore her. She also said something disgusting to you about your wife, who's also on the plane.
Are you all traveling together?
No,
Okay.
we're together and they're both independent. Well, your wife's
My
somewhere
husband's on the back of the plane. His wife's on the front of the plane. My kids are right next to me.
So did all y'all witness her hitting him in the head with this?
So here's what happened. She hit me, and I said, "Please stop hitting me." And she said, "I have to go to the bathroom. What do you want me to do, crawl over you?" And she was kind of aggressive with me.
Okay.
And I said, "Then just ask me to get up," because she hit me several times before. And I was like, "Just leave me alone, like she's drunk." And so I got up and walked to the back of the plane. My husband's in 17 to talk to him. And I was telling him, like, this lady's wasted. Like, I had texted him when we got on the plane that she was drunk.
Okay.
And so, and then when I came back up, she's telling them that I was trying to punch her, you were being aggressive. I was doing nothing.
Okay.
I just told her to leave me alone.
So what happened after she elbowed you?
Well, I
She
said,
said it's a
what the
frontier
hell?
flight.
She goes, "It's a frontier flight. Deal with it." And then she went to the flight attendants
My
and
husband-
told them all that I was screaming at her and she was screaming at her.
And then my husband went to the front and told them that she was wasted, and then they came and asked her to move, and she wouldn't move for about 10 minutes,
Wouldn't
and then
move.
they finally moved her to the back of the plane.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I can tell you, if a man treated a woman like that, he'd be in jail.
Right. Do you have your ID on you back?
And that's right. If a man treated a woman like that, he would be pretty much tasered, he would be taken down, he would be labeled a registered sex offender, whatever. Like, she will literally, if man treated a woman like that, they will do all that stuff, which is what that woman's goal was. Which is to get revenge on the man who rejected her. It really was. Men on the other hand, when we get rejected, no matter how brutal rejection is, even if the woman completely destroys our reputation on things like social media, we're taught to just take it and leave or move on. But because of the feminist movement, not so much. Because the feminist movement, when a man rejects a woman, the woman will very often, not all the time, but the majority of the time, become extremely vindictive. To the extent where getting revenge on that man for rejecting her is the only thing she ever thinks about. And she will literally throw the law, her career, her family, her friends, out the window without hesitation, and try to drag everybody into her revenge plot against this man. Because, hey, if she can't have him, then no one can. That's literally the mindset. It is. And the reason why I know this is because, hey, when I was in school, I also rejected a girl too. And she became so very vindictive, she was telling every one of her female friends ultimatums. She made perfectly clear that, like, hey, if you give Matthew your number, I'll just straight up turn on you. We won't be friends anymore. That's what the woman's reaction was when I rejected them. Yeah. That's what it was.
Or do you
I want to
see
press
charges?
charges.
Okay.
She needs to learn a lesson.
Okay.
Seriously, if a man treated a woman like that,
No, I get it.
he'd be in jail. Well, she tried to get my phone number at the bar, and I didn't give it to her.
What's a good phone number for you, Miss Alone? All right, so y'all kind of met this lady at the bar in
Well,
Cleveland.
we didn't actually meet her.
Met her. She
We
was
were
a
getting up to
obnoxious.
leave, and she was like, give me your number, and
Yeah.
text us when the plane.
As long as everything's simple, I don't need it back.
And I was like, no. She's just like, no. So, anyways, when she got on the plane and ended up right behind us, she was already pissed off.
No, was she sitting directly behind you?
Directly behind her.
And so is there 2 or 3 seats on your side? 3?
3 on each side.
And were you left, middle, or
so
window?
I was aisle middle.
And
she was middle. I was aisle. She was middle, and the girl was in the middle, right 1 row behind.
Okay.
I was behind him, and the other guy was behind my son. Who was
So you were sitting directly beside her.
behind him, right
beside her.
Okay. And what side did she hit your? I guess it'd be your left side.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any injuries or anything like that? You need to see EMS. Okay.
But it wasn't an accident. I have no idea.
You felt that it was
She
deliberate.
certainly aimed it.
And then as soon as she did it, she said, "You're on a Frontier flight. Deal with it."
I think I said, "What the hell?" And she
Okay.
goes, "You're on a Frontier flight. Deal with it."
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I just get a quick picture inside your head?
That's fine.
And can you point to where you feel that she struck you?
Right in the ear. Hit me right in the ear.
Okay.
Yeah. She didn't.
All right.
There's no injury.
Her, not the Santa hat. I'm sorry. That's the flight attendant.
The suspect? I don't know. I haven't made contact with her yet. All right. Hey, here. She's right here. Let me get up with her.
Dad.
Listen.
They're on the phone.
Let's get off the flight and then we'll talk to you out here, okay?
There you go. Hey, they're sitting right beside the ticket counter, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. It's a male and 3 females.
Okay.
All right.
Hold on. I just wanted to throw this away. Like, my ears probably. No, my dad needs to be on the phone.
What is that in your hand?
My God, my
You just want to like throw it in your bag or something like that? Or they may have a piece of tissue or something.
Why am I being treated like I'm the victim
Okay,
of this?
hang
This
on.
guy was harassing me the whole plane. Knows it. I
Okay,
know.
so look.
Can we walk and talk?
Let me stop
Dad,
you. Okay.
are you on the phone? Right? Can my dad talk to
Okay,
you?
simple.
Ask my attorney as well.
Are you an adult?
Hello?
I'll speak to you. I'm not speaking to whoever's on the phone. I don't know who that is on the phone. Okay. So look, I'm also Fremont Airport Police. I'm here because there's been an allegation that you struck somebody with your elbow in the side of the head when you got up. Okay.
Yo.
Huh?
You said elbow to their.
To the ear, to the side of their head.
That sounds like a backwards, like you'd be moving forwards towards the bathroom, which is the only time I got up.
Okay. You have your Miranda card?
Can we go somewhere? Dad, what do I do? This guy's trying to accuse me of some like elbow thing.
All right. Well, look.
Just can you talk to me?
Before I ask you any further questions, I'm just gonna read you your rights. Okay.
Okay, now this right here is evidence of what we talked about on this channel before. Very often, we keep hearing women here in the West constantly saying, like, hey, we're strong, independent women. We don't need men anymore. The future is female. But in reality, it's the exact opposite. Especially nowadays. Because the fact of the matter is, a majority of Western women, not all, but a majority of them, as a direct result of the feminist movement, have been pointing fingers at men to such a great extent that they have completely deprived themselves the necessary level of mental growth and responsibility and maturity to live without a man. Because after all, the funny thing about scapegoats, even if they're cultural based, in this case, the scapegoat is just men in general, the more you utilize it, the more codependent you become to it. As you can clearly see here.
So listen. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law, okay? You understand each of these rights that I've read.
Not being arrested or something?
I'm not saying you're being arrested right now, but I'm advising you of your Miranda rights, okay? Alright?
Can we go
Do you understand the rights that I just read to you? I need a verbal answer, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you willing to answer questions or make statement without attorney being present right now?
It's go away from it's like the.
I just want to
I
ask
can't
you
really
these
hear you.
questions.
Can we walk a little bit?
I'm sure you can hear me.
anything that he just said?
It's just this. It's
Okay,
like so loud.
So
yeah.
hold on, look. Let me just finish this part. Let me finish this part. literally 2 sentences left, okay? I know that you can hear me. There's no way you can't hear me. I'm not a soft-spoken person, okay? So look, are you willing to answer questions or make a statement without an attorney being present right now? After the rights I read to you, you said that you understood them. The next question is, are you willing to answer questions or make statement without an attorney being present?
It's
It's a simple yes or no.
No question. Just you're extending.
Without an attorney. What about a parent?
No.
You're an adult.
So I think an attorney would be better at this point.
Okay, so you're not willing to answer any questions. Are you willing to talk to me about the allegations that are made against you?
Can I ask my parents?
I'm asking you. Are you an adult?
I think.
Are you an adult?
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling my parents, though.
Okay.
On the phone, they were on the phone.
I just need you to answer this one question.
Is that a no with a lawyer?
Do you have your ID on you?
Yeah, I know. So I want to not talk about this without a lawyer. I don't even know what happened.
So you don't want to answer any of my questions?
Without a lawyer, no.
Okay. All right. So now I need your ID. Okay.
This is so embarrassing, Karen. Let's let other people know.
This is not on your schedule. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you?
Yeah, of course. That's embarrassing story.
Look, I'm not trying to embarrass you. I just have a job to do. Okay.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Merry Christmas. I'm sorry. I'm so confused with Dad. So don't tell Mom. She'll be devastated. Guys, what's up? Like,
Okay. Got it. All right.
So I've read you your rights. Are you willing to at least give me a written statement about what happened?
That would happen.
You don't remember?
It's not that I don't remember. To my knowledge, I got up one time to go to the bathroom in this whole fight. The guy was the row in front of me. Okay? From what I heard from most people that were making fun of the guy.
Were you sitting aisle,
I
middle,
was
or...
sitting behind him.
I
The plane was a little shaky.
Were you aisle, middle, or window?
I was middle, and so there, this elbow thing. This guy was just, he made
So
it
you
up.
got up to go to the bathroom, right?
Why would I intentionally elbow a stranger? I don't know him.
Okay.
It doesn't make any sense.
The thing is, you want to plead your case now, and I just read you your rights, and you're telling me you don't want to talk.
That's from what I recall. Dad, are you on there?
Listen,
I don't know.
If you want to talk to me, then I have to read you your rights.
Okay, notice how she keeps giving very overly vague answers. And her statements are very overly vague as well. Well, simultaneously, she keeps trying to drag her father into this. This is one way how feminists, well, a majority of them, I think it's every feminist actually, tries to get revenge on men who reject them or men who break up with them by making false allegations where the allegations is very overly vague, lacking any real details, while simultaneously trying to drag anyone they can in, preferably someone who has more resources than they do, like her father, for example, to try to get vengeance on that man for rejecting her or breaking up with her. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's not about equality for these women. It's about revenge against men. That's what the whole motivator for the feminist movement actually is. Just revenge. Men, on the other hand, we very much, when we have a bad break, when we have to do a breakup, we would very much rather prefer to just end the relationship and just say, hey, no more, we're going our separate ways, no harm, no foul, no one gets hurt, hey, that's it. Feminists, on the other hand, not so much. It really is not.
You understand that?
Wait from that with
Did I give you your Miranda card
If we
back
were
or no?
sitting down, Dad, what do I do? Can you just help me? They're asking. I don't know. From what I recall, that's like what I didn't like. I don't know.
How much have you had to drink? How much alcohol
I only
have you
had one drink on the plane.
Just one drink. What about prior to getting on the plane? Were you at a
like,
bar?
No, a lot. But I'm not supposed to be talking to you without a lawyer, right?
Okay. Well, again, you're trying to tell me and plead your
Dad,
case.
help me. I know. I didn't know what I did till like right now.
Okay. So I'm going to read you your rights one more time. Okay.
She just mentioned that she only had one drink.
Alright, everybody. That's all I got time for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you do, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. And yes, I was reacting to another person's reactionary video. I had a hard time finding the original one, but still,